I'm Trace Taylor, and welcome to Lear by young Jean Lee. King Lear was an old man who ruled England for many years. He had 3 grown daughters named Goneril, Regan, and Cordelia. One day Lear decided to retire from the burdens of ruling. He intended to divide his kingdom among all of his daughters until he began to suspect that his youngest daughter Cordelia did not love him. Enraged, he disinherited her and sentenced her to banishment. At the time, 2 kings, France and Burgundy, were at Lear's court vying for Cordelia's hand. Lear tried to humiliate his daughter by presenting her to them as banished and without a dowry. France chose to marry her anyway and took her to France. In her absence, Regan and Goneril shared their father's lands between them. Soon, they fell out with Lear. They barred him from his former castles, leaving him out in a storm where he began to go mad. Lear's closest advisor was another old man named Gloucester. Gloucester had 2 sons, Edgar and Edmund, a bastard. Gloucester tried to aid the old king behind Goneril and Regan's backs, but was exposed by Edmund. Goneril and Regan seized Gloucester, blinded him, Regan did the blinding, and sent him into the storm to join their father. Our show begins roughly at this point in the story. Nothing else that happens in Shakespeare's text is necessarily relevant to what you are about to see. This program is supported by the Los Angeles County Supervisors through the LA County Arts Commission, the City of Santa Monica and the Santa Monica Arts Commission, the Wells Fargo Foundation, and viewers like you.
Edmund and I just enjoyed the most wonderful meal.
What did you have?
6 different roasted meats and fowls. Spring sausage. New potatoes. Onion soup. And gooseberry tart with country cream.
Lovely.
The soup was covered by nearly an inch of baked cheese.
Goodness, Edgar, how did you?
I'm a bad person.
Why?
I only care about myself.
Everyone is selfish.
I betrayed my father. He's out in the storm with his eyes gouged out.
Our father was a traitor.
Plus, everyone is starting to look fat to me.
What do you mean?
Everyone looks fat. Reagan looks fat. You look fat. Unless somebody is completely skeletal, with no muscle or anything, I think they look fat.
That's really evil.
I know.
But you're not a bad person.
Then who is?
Torturers working in a torture center.
But what would I do if I was in that position? I'm not. I want to win, to fit the pattern. Would I have taken babies by their legs and smashed them against trees? I don't know. If the torture center is getting too full and your superiors tell you to kill people off in a less expensive way, people always manage to justify doing horrible things.
What is wrong with you today, Edmund?
Nothing. I suck.
But you have the raw material to become something great. If only you could see your own value, as I do, buried beneath your excess weight.
Everything sucks.
The world is full of things, and you have to just fight them off, because what are you going to do? Nothing, so you just have to accept them.
But the pain.
I have to say, I believe the true answer lies in Buddhism.
Buddhism is great.
I really like Buddhism and all the psychology that comes out of that. With that influence.
What do you mean by Buddhism?
You know, like you just accept everything. If something bad happens, then you just accept it.
And when a thought comes into your head, you label it thinking, and it helps.
And also, another thing about Buddhism is that, I don't know, I just like it.
I'm losing my hair.
How awful.
Oh, how can people stand to be bald?
I don't know. I think most people think they look pretty good. I don't think they would leave the house otherwise.
I think most people have that body and face dysmorphia, you know, only in the opposite direction. Like, they think they look better than they do.
People's bodies are just tragic.
Maybe someday modern technology will be able to cure that.
Yeah. And like, how do old people? How can they even bear to touch each other?
Someday modern technology is going to advance to the point where that really helps us out a lot.
Do you ever play that game where it's called Who Won? And you're looking at couples on the street and you ask yourself, who won?
That game doesn't work unless you know what the guy does for a living.
And people are such... and they have such mean personalities.
Yeah, someone who's... And you know what pisses me off?
What?
Why can't women be more feminine?
Oh, I know.
Yeah. It's like, they go around wearing frumpy underwear, and it's like, how do they expect anyone to stay attracted to them?
You know what I love?
What?
Garter belts.
Holy shit, that is like the hottest thing ever! But women never do that shit, you know? It's like, why can't the women I'm with be more feminine?
Yeah, well, you know what's really annoying to me?
What?
How fat guys get.
Women get fat too.
Yeah, it's like a prerequisite for all of you to get in the gun.
That makes you look pregnant. How disgusting.
Also, do you know how pathetic your careers look to us? We pretend to admire you, but actually most of the time, we just feel sorry for you.
Well, men act all devoted because they know you expect it, when really they don't think you're that hot, and they get obsessed with other women all the time.
And we tell our friends about it too.
That's true.
I'm the one who did the bad thing to the old man with the gouging of the eyes and so forth, letting him bleed into the snow.
There was no snow.
There can be snow if I say so.
Okay.
I say there was a lot of snow and that his eyes bled rings into the ground, burrowing down.
Stop, Ray.
I can see our father.
Don't say that.
I can see him in the storm, bleeding rings into the ground.
That's Edgar and Edmund's father.
Yeah, but our father was out there too.
Shut up!
I can see the coffin coming. Funerals are good.
Sometimes I feel sad at them, and then other times I feel like, look at all the fashion.
I can see him in the storm, bleeding rings into the ground.
That's not our father, that's the other one.
Yeah, but we did it.
You did it.
You would have done it.
No, I wouldn't. That's not my style.
All right.
It's your style, and there's no shame in that. Like Satan.
Satan was an asshole because he was afraid, not because he was selfish. Those are two mutually exclusive things.
I am a woman, and my name is Goneril. And oh, how I long to be good to you. That's all I wish, is to be good to the people around me, to make them feel whole and important, so that they'll dance to my bidding and bend to my will. This is how I operate, not by cruelty and power, but by passivity and sickness. I am sick right now. My poor father is abandoned and in pain, and I can feel his suffering as if it were my own. I shed tears upon his poor bald head. But what am I to do? My needs are essential. If I want to kick you to the curb, that is because my foot is possessed by the desire of kicking. I have no control over myself. I'm a poor, weak-willed woman with no strength who wants nothing more than to please you and to make you feel good about yourself. I'm a lavish tipper. I will love you as you are serving me, and I'll make endless conversation with you and express interest in your work and home life and feel overwhelming pity for the hardship of your circumstance as you angle for a larger tip. And I will leave you the tip of a lifetime. And you will experience 5 seconds of pleasure before the grinding everyday misery of your life gives way to the grinding everyday misery of heat and cold and intemperate climes. And I will step into the sweltering ballroom at my finery and dance with the skill acquired after years of fighting my natural instincts to be lumbering and grotesque. I'm a champion over everything. And that is a power that only women know. The power in weakness. The power in ugliness and clumsiness and the hiding of our true natures and deception. Actually, that's not true at all. You can read everything on our faces. You don't need me to tell you a word. Something is different with Cordelia's teeth.
She looks like she's been sharpened.
And she's come back with all of the French fashion.
She looks better than ever, I have to say. Although
She's shiny somehow.
maybe she just needs to blot.
There is something. She seems confident.
She looks like an angel of death.
What have you been doing all day?
Nothing.
It's good to have you back home.
I'm happy about it.
How was France?
Lovely, thank you.
How is France, your husband?
He is well.
Did you have some work done on your teeth?
No.
Well, they look lovely. Very sharp.
Thank you.
So what is France like?
Lots of blue, lots of gray, massive clocks embedded in the stone with the clouds drifting by. Lovely.
Lovely.
We're sorry about how you left. I'm sure you were.
We really were.
Dad was wrong to kick you out.
I accept that you thought you were sorry. I have learned acceptance.
How did you cope?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
I started to drink.
Goodness.
I drank and I forced myself upon animals. I tried to molest my husband with a toothbrush.
Really?
And in the glorious Reformation, now I don't drink a drop.
Wonderful.
Congratulations to you, Cordelia.
I have forgiven the King, our father.
Good for you, dear sister.
Speaking of which, where is the old bastard?
Well,
that's the thing.
What's the thing? I wish to shower him with scalding flames of love.
he's not here.
Not here. Where is he?
In the storm.
Why?
We kicked him out.
You kicked him out?
Yes.
But why?
He wanted to go.
Why then, he must be dead.
Cordelia, how did you survive your banishment?
I told myself that I was happy. I said it over and over again until it became true. And now I am the happiest girl alive.
Lovely.
I told the world to be what it was, come what may, and I would transform shit into sugar blossoms.
Wow.
And I chose to love every greedy pustule of a human on this earth. That was really all there was to it.
Dad might still be alive. I want to know what he's doing.
He's in the rain, he's wet, and he's cursing our cunts.
He's all alone.
Your guilt will protect you.
He's suffering so much.
That's life.
Then it'll happen to us.
In one form or another.
You
Horrible.
have to embrace it.
I can't.
And you'll suffer more.
I can feel it happening.
You are in your prime.
And then
It's
downhill.
already happening.
I'm going to feel what he feels.
Everyone dies.
Then why live? What is this?
Sometimes the weather gives you sun to warm and shade, to cover and breeze, to cool. And sometimes there are deer and fat blossoms. And sometimes, but not usually, there is cold chicken and ginger beer. And one time there was a pie.
What kind of pie?
Mince pie.
Holy moly.
Please be happy in it. Rejoice in all the little details, the bits of music you can pick out from a distance, the boringness of boring things.
I am grateful for the gray street, the white dome, the gold statue against a blue sky.
I wake up in the morning and I am alive. My eyes are open and I can see. You should write down a list of things that are important to you and work toward those things. But what if everything fills your gorge like a goose with the grain and the tubing forced down the throat into the stomach to fatten the liver with delights for those who know what they want. They want that delectation on crusty bread with a simple wine and company. Except for that man dining alone. The man with the soft sweater and tasteful jacket who's eating soup and talking animatedly to himself. The gray-haired man with the kind unspeakable. What does his heart look like? If I held him, he would struggle like a puppy with a crushed paw, mammal softness squeezed to death. I would comfort you, old man. Hold still and be silent. This is my love that I am offering to you as something acceptable in this world. Do not cry out as I attempt to love you. I apologize for interrupting your meal, but I can't bear the pleasure in your laugh and must put out the light in your smiling face. So, hold your head still as I remove first one and then the other, gently with my tongue, prodding your sockets, the light to remove, to cease what must be ceased for the moment and not a second too late. I have decided that misery is unacceptable. We are two of a kind, only I suffer the pains that you avoid through being undesirable. So lie down and be still and await the fate that is awaiting you. When was the last time you slept?
When was the last time you slept?
Hello, Edgar and Edmund.
Hello.
Edmund and I were just out for a walk. Actually, we were not out for a walk. We were talking in a dank, unlit closet because we were discussing men's affairs.
All right. I remember Edgar in short pants.
I was a little soldier, and Edmund was my executive officer.
Your mother would curl your hair.
My hair was naturally curly.
I saw her put it up in curly papers myself.
I fought against her. I kicked her in the crotch.
No, that happened when she said you were too old for the curly papers.
There were so many things to be upset about that we didn't notice.
We all went to the seaside.
We climbed over the railings and dropped in the water.
The air smelled like sugar.
There were bright colors and freaks of nature and, oh, my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart.
What about it?
It makes my heart. Things are trying to intrude.
What's wrong with Goneril?
Her face has aged so much. She used to be the hottest one out of all of you.
Edgar,
Yes?
I don't want to be friends anymore.
Why?
You are always saying shitty things.
Well, I'm very sorry if I offended you, Reagan. That was not my intention.
I don't care about your intentions.
Are you serious?
Yes! When something hurts me, I cut it out!
At the rate she's going, pretty soon there won't be anyone left.
Cordelia, I love you.
What kind?
Romantic.
I only want the spiritual kind. The kind that would love me the same with limbs or as a stump.
There is no such love.
I have felt such a love. That is the love I feel for you in this moment.
And no more, Cordelia.
Nope.
Why not?
You would never survive it. Why don't you run away?
I will never run away. Intensity is my master, and it shall direct me in the ways in which I wish to be directed. And the rain shall fall, and pierce my tongue as I drip blood upon the land. and I shall be whole and free. And my spirits will soar at my bidding. My legs will skip at my bidding. My mouth shall laugh at my bidding. And the rain will fall and fall upon my head, and the lightning will strike my eyes, and I shall suffocate inside mine own face. This is what the Lord has taught me, and this is the lesson I shall take to my grave.
Okay, I will have you.
Really?
No. I'm just kidding.
That's not fair. I have unique qualities.
Such as?
My sense of perspective.
Gross.
I'm not as safe as I seem.
How so?
First of all, my true love is goneril,
Really?
but she will not have me.
Huh.
I would cherish you for as long as we dwelt in the same house as her.
It's a tempting offer.
Cordelia, I vow and swear to always give you something to hope for. Oh. Have you always worn your hair like that?
I think so. Why?
It looks different.
In a bad way?
No.
You must hate me.
Yes, but it's nothing personal. I only hate you insofar as your imperfections contrast with her glory.
So much shall your suffering increase once I turn the tables.
That suffering is sweeter to me than any cunt.
My conscience.
Enough of this, Cordelia. I love you, and only you. You love me too.
I suppose.
Say it, Cordelia, or I shall pluck out my manhood right before your eyes.
I love you, and only you. I love you so much that I don't even feel it as love.
Why in heaven's name will you not be mine?
I am Cordelia, and I am good. And there are fine candy-spun things sweetening my dreams. I will cry into your ear and give you something to be sorry about. I will show how many pastries it takes to suffocate a baby calf. And your diaphragm will be safe for me. I will not remove it in soft handfuls. I will not extract your tongue with my teeth. Soon you will understand the sweetness of crying, of ears and sorriness and pastries, and calves and diaphragms and tongues. Each one as soothing as the last, and none of this as damning as it sounds. You will enjoy it. You dread and fear it because you know not what it is, but once you feel the softness, you will sing through your gags and stuffings, and that disposable face of yours will be ours, because you were made to be ours. You were made for health and kindness. Because what is there to love other than healing, other than breath and strength and heart and life and feedings? There will be many more feedings than this in your future, I assure you. I will love your face and ears and eyes and voice until you are crying in fear and desolation. I guarantee that you will be weeping. But for what? Why not rejoice? I will wipe your bloody rings and make them full of pastry. You will be stuffed until there is nothing left but crashing waves and bloody bowls and mucus overflowing an empty stomach.
What is it like to be a singer? You stand up there, and the charisma is all over you, and your voice is soaring, and everyone is blown away. I remember once when I was in school, there was one day when I showed up and half the class was missing from the flu. All the athletes were gone, the teacher was out sick, and the substitute had gone to the wrong place, so we were sitting there together. All the girls and us nerdy boys. And suddenly I became the leader. I had no idea how it happened. I organized everyone into groups and gave them these fun projects, and everyone was excited and listening to me, and I was going around praising people's work. It was great. And the next time I went to school, I thought maybe something would be changed towards me. But the popular kids were back, and everyone had forgotten it ever happened. In my whole life, from beginning to end, that was my one day of glory. What must it be like for people who have every day like that? The funny thing is, I actually have a good singing voice. It's not consistent, and I have a small vocal range, but if I had something that was exactly in my range and I practiced it, I think I could maybe move people.
I want revenge.
For what?
What they did to Dad.
What are you talking about? You're the one who gave him away.
You wanted it too.
I accepted it.
Want to go eat?
No thanks.
Wow, really?
I can't swallow.
When's the last time you slept?
I don't remember.
Hey. Look at this. Ah!
Don't you even want to know what happened when I went looking for him?
No,
Why not?
because you'll blame me.
I promised you 1,000,000 times I wouldn't.
Even if you don't blame me with your mouth, you'll blame me with your face.
I won't.
Fine. What happened?
I was in the storm looking for Dad. And at first I had negative thoughts. But then I just kept praying and soul-searching until I became almost euphoric with peace.
You're blaming me with your eyes.
The rain was beating on me, and lightning was toppling the trees, but I am a fundamentally kind person. Somehow. Although actually I'm not. I kick beggars. I do that one cruel thing. I wear extremely expensive and heavy boots, and I kick beggars every chance I get. I kick them as hard as I can. I'm just kidding. I've never kicked a beggar before in my life. And my boots are neither heavy nor expensive, because I am an impecunious skinflint.
What are you talking about?
If I hadn't gone out into that stupid storm, I was out there for like a week searching. Couldn't have stayed any less with any decency. I wasted all that time. But it wasn't a waste, because I found Dad. He wanted a cliff so he could kill himself. But I got him to jump on flat ground, and he fell on his face, and he learned a lesson, and I came back here. No, he died first, and then I came back here. He died.
He died?
I told him, I am Edgar, and his heart broke, and he died.
What did you do that for?
I wanted him to recognize me. If I hadn't gone out into that stupid storm, I would have so much time right now.
Our father is dead.
Nobody knows what I go through. They say, Edgar is so reliable. No, they don't even say that I'm reliable. They just expect me to show up and do the right thing every time with no credit except for when I fuck up, and then I'm not reliable. Edgar must go to the ball. Edgar must be in the storm. Edgar doctor must know the meaning of life. I'm sick of it.
Nobody made you do anything. What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
Where did you go?
I was in the storm. On a tramp steamer, smoking corncob pipes, etc. What do you care where I was?
You never found our father.
Yes, I did!
Is he dead? Or isn't he?
What did I say, bastard?
Don't call me bastard!
I'm not calling you bastard. I'm talking to the wall over there. I named that wall bastard. Hey bastard, you're looking pretty stupid today.
You're looking right at me.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at the wall. Hey bastard. Why don't you come lay your balls on my face?
What?
Come inside my womb, boy.
You don't have a womb.
Man is the ultimate womb of the universe. I got wombs like you never seen.
Don't get away from me!
Come with your tits into my face.
Don't do that, Edward! Come with your tits into my face. Stella! Come with your dingle-dongle right into my face and fill me like an eclair from France.
I would kill you in an instant if it were a choice between your life and my looks. You do not believe this is true, but it is absolutely true!
Were the choice between your life and a pan full of acid in the face, I would choose the pan full of acid because one's face is a horrible thing.
My ceiling is leaking.
There are always horrible things. I have bed bugs.
I can hear it all night.
I have bed bugs! I would chop off my pinky finger if it would guarantee that I would never have to see another bed bug
I
again.
don't know anything about bed bugs, and I don't want to know, or I'll start feeling like I have them.
They are the worst.
Oh no. I have bed bugs.
You do not.
I have bed bugs. I have bed bugs.
It's an insult to tell a person who has actual bed bugs that you have imaginary ones.
I know where you are vulnerable, and I will pierce you in your eye sockets for all the indignities of being a man, despite my sword, despite my power. I must not be petted like a cow. I must be fondled in sickness, then gently cast away in disgust. I know things that have been settled for generations, and I have my rights and my means, and I am a man! You must respect my obligations!
When's the last time you ate?
This morning,
What did you eat?
some dates.
You look terrible.
I feel terrible.
Why?
Bad dreams.
About what?
About a filthy-faced woman who said there'd been a rape. A rape? I said, when? And she said, a few minutes ago, run. And just as she said run, this other woman with a brown wig grabbed me and held me fast with weak fingers. She spoke of the things that she would do to me, meditating on the pleasures, and as she spoke, her wig would shift, and I could see her real hair underneath, which was short and gray and caked with dandruff. She mentioned there was a dump out back. It would be a good place to serve you, she said, and I knew my body would feel every imaginable horror. So I stabbed a sharpened pencil into her hand, and there it stuck. But she noticed it not, so I said, I stabbed a sharpened pencil into your hand! And she said, oh, you did you? Well, I haven't slept in 3 days, and I can't feel a thing. So I screamed and struggled, and then I woke up, and I felt the relief that comes from finding your body safe in bed, and then I remembered that he is in the storm. It is happening to him. He is my father. It is happening to him, and it will happen to me, and nothing can stop it.
You're going to be just fine.
I am so lonely in this mind. Did you find Dad?
No.
Then why did you come back?
I couldn't remember how to live.
You're lucky we don't execute you.
I would slaughter you all! I did find something.
What did you find?
A thing.
What kind of thing?
Nothing can protect you from nothing. When everything else falls away, there is what is there? For so long, something was protecting me, and that something turned out to be God, which turned out to be a curse, which is what I have. I am cursed with nothing, and I would give my life for some distraction, but there was no distraction left. I tried to embrace the nothingness, but there was nothing to embrace, only pride in the act of embracing, and pride is the greatest nothing of all. How I long to seek and find goodness, and how much goodness I found, and it was nothing as well. She held my hand, and I held nothing. She wept tears of compassion unto my poor old brow, and they turned to nothing, as I wiped her sweet eyes and loved her only as a father could love.
I will pray, and it will work once. Then I will pray again, and it will not work a second time. That is how prayer works.
I am Lear. I don't like it.
What?
This picking up lovers, moving in with them, dumping them, what is that?
What about Reagan? She's the biggest slut.
What was wrong with France?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know. You must know.
I was in love with him, and then suddenly, one day, he just grossed me out.
You can't break up with someone because of that.
Desperately wanting someone out of your life isn't a good reason to break up.
How do you think I like being married to a nut job like your mother for 50 years? You think that was a piece of cake?
Why didn't you leave her?
Because she was my wife and my responsibility. And a man does not leave his wife and children on the street.
How could you choose to live in misery?
It's not so bad. You kids, you think romance is everything. Romance is nothing.
Today, people actually value personal happiness.
Let's see how happy you are when you're dying alone.
Who says I'm dying alone?
You could have made it work, France.
France was cheating on me.
What man doesn't cheat on his wife? What's the matter with you? How can you be so naive?
What's your point?
When you get to be my age, you'll realize that having children is the only thing that matters. If you wait too long, you'll have miscarriages. You don't want that kind of freakish life. But you! I hope your womb turns to testicles! Here's France and Burgundy. Hey guys, there's no more money.
What?
You don't get money to marry this stupid, banished cunt. And she has crabs and gonorrhea when she got done fucking all the horses.
I did not!
She made all of the horses fuck her in the ass, and then she sucked her poop off their dick.
I didn't! She's making that up!
I don't want her. She comes without any money.
Well, I have plenty of money already, so I will take her. Come with me, Cordelia. I'm a dolphin.
What?
I am a dolphin. Do you want to give me a fish? Here is my dolphin language.
You're not a dolphin.
I'm saying, hi, Goneril. Nice to meet you.
I am Lear!
Are you going to touch my orangutan?
What?
My orangutan? Because you can't touch my orangutan, because it's mine, and you can't touch it, and only the king can touch it, or I'll chop off your legs!
Don't worry, I won't touch it.
You better not. That's me warning you.
Nothing can protect you from nothing. You must replace, and replace, and replace, and replace. I replace your face, Goneril. Reagan, I replace you. There will be something about daughters turning their backs on their fathers and they will not listen to me. Goneril, listen. Reagan, listen. I humbly apologize for daring to ask for a fraction of what used to be wholly mine before I gave it to you all.
I hope you two had fun torturing our father. He had no idea what cunts the two of you really are.
Oh, go fuck yourself, Cordelia.
Yeah, whatever, fuckface.
Why don't you go fuck a parrot? You fuck a parrot! Parrot! Fuck! You fuck a parrot! You fuck a parrot!
And when I look into a monkey's eyes, I can see the future. I see dinosaurs and 4th of July fireworks. And I realize we are all dependent upon each other in one gigantic ecosystem of natural intelligence. These are just a few of the humble thoughts I have. God bless the earth.
I taught them to love trees. And the love they feel for trees feeds their evil hearts.
They are not really happy. What they have is not true happiness.
Yes. Yes!
If you come beside me, I will stand up for you and hold up my sword of righteousness. You need only to come with me, and you will find something far greater than all your parts. You will find a knock-kneed badger with antlers on.
As he attempted to charm the nurses. And perhaps that was a way to show love. But I don't know. Sometimes I think the way to show love is to be loving. You just paint and paint and paint your face until your face goes away. And that makes me think about a few things. Such as wondering whether we will ever become the kind of adults who drive a bus and go to school for community issues and trying to make things more cultural for the benefit of all humankind. I don't know. There are so many issues to ponder when I have the feeling that I am avoiding something I must not avoid, but of course I will avoid it. Because I am above all things a coward and a cunt who fights her fates during the temporary blinding that occurred when the lowlives got hold of her head and pushed. If someone pushes my head into a ditch full of ditch water, then so what?
I was happy once, and my being wept with gratitude, for I was forsaken and lost. But somehow, I managed to smile my ghoulish smile, without all of my teeth falling out, which is a blessing. One day, my teeth will be harvested like corn from its husk. And I shall remember the sweetness of being able to smile with teeth and show my humanity, the lonesomeness of my existence.
We enjoy watching horrible things. It gives us a feeling of immunity. You're all so young. Even if you think you're old, you're not. Please enjoy this time. I beg you, please. Enjoy this time. You don't know where your path will lead or which is the right one. If you make a mistake, then you will arrive at the same place of unknowing in a few years. And if you make another mistake, the same thing will happen again. And each year that passes in fruitlessness, you will decrease in value. And what if you never find the right path? It happens. Almost no one's dreams actually come true. You have to learn acceptance. But that doesn't always come, you know? What are you doing with your life? Every minute, every second of the day. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Is this really what you want to be doing with your life? Being here? Doing this? If not, then go. Run. Run away and do something better. I'm totally serious. Don't feel like you have to be polite. If there's something else you'd rather be doing with your life, please go with our blessing. I'm going to step backstage for a minute or two, and then I'll be back. Charles, could you please bring down the stage lights? Any moment now it will come. The thing will happen that is the thing that crushes. It could be happening now. We could be sitting here and the worst could be occurring. We shut out people's pain when we are not in pain ourselves. We wear an armor that's false, that is constructed of nothing. And when the lies shatter, we will face it. And we will survive by continuing on, by forgetting, by shutting out. But we will not forget. We will not have not forgotten anything. Everything that happened will be contained somewhere inside us, feeding on us, waiting for the day it can regain its rightful power.
Oh, hi, Andrew.
Oh, hi, Big Bird.
Nice day, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice. Big Bird? Why are you doing that?
What?
That.
Oh.
With your head between your legs?
Oh, because.
Because why?
Just because.
You're standing there with your head between your legs just because? Can't you give me a better reason than just because?
Well, I guess I could try, but I don't think I could come up with a better reason.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I'm gonna do now?
What?
This. Dee-doo, 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 dee-doo.
The best part of King daughter, Cordelia, dies, and Lear comes in, and he goes like this. How. Oh, you are men of stones. Had I your tongue and eyes, I'd use them so that heaven's vault should crack. She's gone forever. I know when one is dead and when one lives, and she is dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. If that her brush shall mist or stain the stone, why then she lives. This feather stirs. She lives. If it be so, it is a chance which does redeem all sorrows I've ever felt. A plague upon you. Murderers, traitors, all. I might have saved her, now she's gone forever. Cordelia, stay a while. What dost thou sayest? Her voice was ever soft, gentle and low, an excellent thing in a woman. I killed the slave that was a hanging meat, and now my poor fool is hanged. No, life. Why should a dog, a cat, or a horse have life, and thou not breathe at all? Thou come no more. Never, 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 never. Pray you, undo this button. Thank you, sir. Do you see this? Her lips, look on her. Look there. Look there. And then he dies.
Wow. That made me really sad.
Yeah. But it feels kind of good too, you know?
Look, I'm telling you, she's a great candidate. She says she's against big business, big spending, and inflation. She says when she gets in the office, there'll be enough money for government, social programs, and a space program.
Sounds great. What's her name?
Alice in Wonderland.
Hey, it's time for your presents.
What? That sounds
You're about
yeah, right? I know.
Yeah, well, I just drew pictures of all my grown-up friends on Sesame Street, and now I'm going to give them to you.
Oh, that's so
I'm going to be an artist when I grow up.
Sure was.
Oh, you're good too. I mean, that's gotta be me, right?
There's Kat.
That's him, Kat. You're always smiling.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, there I am. Hey, that's nice.
Do you like it, Neely? I put musical notes because you're always singing.
I see. Thank you, Big Bird. Well, I know who that is.
Is that me? Oh, why, yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Big Bird. Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. Whoa.
That's you, Andrew.
A little young, don't you think?
And last but not least, ta-da!
Oh,
Look at that. That one's nice.
that's really beautiful, Big Bird.
That's great.
That's really nice. Can I see it, Big Bird? That's terrific. It really looks like him.
It sure does.
Yeah, you captured him.
It's beautiful, Big Bird. Really nice.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
Wonderful.
I can't wait till he sees it. Say, where is he? I want to give it to him now. I know. He's in the store.
Big Bird. He's not in there.
Oh. Then where is he?
Big Bird, don't you remember? We told you. Mr. Hooper died. He's dead.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Well, I'll just give it to him when he comes back.
Big Bird, Mr. Hooper's not coming back.
Why not?
Big Bird, when people die, they don't come back.
Ever?
No, never.
Well, why not?
Well, Big Bird, they're dead. They can't come back.
Well, he's got to come back. Why, who's going to look after the store? And who will make me my birdseed milkshakes and read me stories?
I'm gonna look after the store. Mr. Hooper, he left it for me. And I'll make your milkshakes and we'll all tell you stories and we'll make sure you're okay. We'll look after you.
Oh. Well. It won't be the same.
You're right, Big Bird. It'll never be the same around here without him. But you know what? We can all be very happy that we had the chance to be with him and to know him
Yeah.
and to love him a lot when he was here.
Yeah.
And Big Bird, we still have our memories of him.
Yeah. Right. Right. Our memories. Why, that's how I drew this picture, from memory.
It's good.
And we can remember him, and remember him, and remember him as much as we want to. But I don't like it. It makes me sad.
We all feel sad, Big Bird.
He's never coming back.
Never.
Well, I don't understand. Everything was fine. Why does it have to be this way? Give me one good reason.
Big Bird. It has to be this way because.
Just because.
Just because.
You know, I'm gonna miss you, Mr. Looper.
That's Hooper, Big Bird. Hooper.
You're right.
He is alive. I must remember that he is alive. He is alive, and I must remember. I must get to the thing that is the thing, and that thing is when he is gone, there will be no more. Nothing. Nobody loves you like your father does. There is no other father, other than the one you have, who was your dad all your life, who loved you. That is your dad. There is no other one. My father is dying. And I don't know. I don't know. I must remember that he is still alive. I can still hear his voice. I can pick up the telephone anytime I want and hear his voice. And someday, pretty soon, I won't be able to do that. I must remember that he is alive, and I can pick up the phone, and we can talk. There's nothing to talk about. I ask him about his health, and he tells me. And sometimes it is bad news. And sometimes good. And then we don't know what to talk about anymore. 5 minutes. Every night, it's 5 to 7 minutes of my parents' voices on the phone, and that's it. I think my mother would like to talk for longer, but my dad always says okay and cuts it off, so that it won't be a burden to me, which it is. I'm one of the fortunate ones, because my mother prays for me. She prays for me incessantly with her friends, and I feel blessed. I felt blessed. I no longer do. God was a figment of my egotism, and now I am. I can't stand to see him smile. I can't stand to see him struggle over fixing the stove to save money. And I helped him put this. There was this. It's an electric stove where you have to stick this faceplate on. And once you stick it on, it's permanent. So my father and I very nervously stuck it on, and then it didn't work. And the whole time I was praying. This is back when I still believed in God. Please, Lord, let him fix it. Please. Let him fix it. Let it work. And it worked. And he was so happy. It's such a terrible thing to see him happy. I just prayed and it worked. But it didn't work. Because there is no God. There is no longer any God. I should send him a book or something. I don't know why I don't do more for him. I will regret it so much when he is gone. I will miss him so much. And all this wasted time. All this wasted time in which I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to spend time with him. I didn't even want to eat meals with him. And we would fight because he would. He would be eating breakfast, and I would just grab some cereal and go back downstairs. Sometimes without even saying good morning. How did I become so rude? So selfish? When did I become this person who doesn't even say good morning? And the same thing at lunch. They would be eating and just... I don't know how to love people. I never have. If I keep going down this road, nothing will ever truly make me happy. I must remember that I will never see my father's face again, or hear his voice, or be able to ask him any questions. I should go into the room where he's watching television and talk to him, but it's so hard to go in there. It's so hard to be around him. I can't even hug him. I can't look at him. He is such a special man. Gifted man. And he has nobody to listen to him talk. And I will end up that way if I'm not careful. If I don't change. If I allow this egotism to consume me, everything that happens to his body will happen to mine. It's happening already. I look older. I've gotten used to lying half awake, in and out of nightmares. Waking up unharmed, but not safe. You think you're creating realities with the words you use and the stories you tell, but you're not creating reality. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. There are facts, certain facts that you can hang on to, but nothing else really. I can't imagine what it would be like when he's dying. I will have to be there all the time. I will have to be perfect. When he's gone, that loss is going to be too much. You can't lose that much. When he was in the 8th grade, he got recruited into a high school marching band to play the piccolo and was asked to perform in a show that same week. Usually the older students taught the younger ones how to play their instruments, but nobody knew how to play the piccolo, so nobody taught him. And yet, he was still supposed to perform. So, he just marched. The smallest person in the band with the smallest instrument. He pretended to play the piccolo For a year, he would pick it up and pretend to play whenever the flutist picked up his flute. And he tried to teach himself at home how to play, but it was really hard. And he could never try playing loud with the band because the piccolo makes a shrilling sound that can be heard from miles away. And he never went to band practice because what was the point? Nobody ever said anything to him about it. He stayed on for a year because the band always got taken out for noodles after performances. He finally quit though, after his friends made fun of him. They were like, "What is that tiny thing you're playing?" I'll miss you.
I miss you.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you.